Hi, welcome to the National Great Stories Online News. I'm Robin Stienberg. Welcome to our show again. And today we have a poet and writer, none other than Mr. Thiam. He's going to tell us more about his work and especially all about grasshoppers. Mr. O, welcome to our show and tell us more about what grasshoppers is all about and what inspired you to write about your poem on grasshoppers.
It's actually a story that was written in 2010. It's one of the earlier pieces from my collection, The Rest of Your Life and Everything That Comes With It. I got the inspiration or the idea of the story from my childhood. I've taken liberty with my childhood and my past and weave it together with a narrative, with imagination, and try to think about what a 13-year-old boy childhood would be like.
So how did this inspiration came about, and were you inspired by your friends or your family?
Well, actually, I wanted to recapture a slice of my past. So actually, catching grasshopper was a thing that I actually enjoyed doing when I was much younger.
Okay.
So my parents are hawkers. So it kind of like mirrored like certain aspect of my life, but just a tiny bit, the bit about the mother being a hawker, the boy who likes to catch grasshopper. So these are the small minor biographical details that I put into the story. Basically, I also wanted to talk about the transition of the past to the new. Things like the kampong, the version of the kampong. I used to stay in kampong, at least during my childhood. So I want to bring this aspect of Singapore life that is like slowly losing and is lost to the changing time.
Okay, and what would be the most memorable chapter of your book in Grasshoppers?
The scene that always gets to me is the part that the son tried to save up money to buy a slice of cake for the mother for her birthday. That's something I have never done for my mother. So,
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the fact that you have not done this, I have put it down in words in the story. Kind of want to make amend the past.
Now, what do you hope for your readers to learn from this book that you've written so far today?
That they will see a different take of Singapore, a different part of Singapore, a small part of Singapore history that is lost. That you don't get caught out with going for remedial classes, you don't get caught out with going for all these enrichment lessons. Childhood is really a time of like innocent, of play. And this is something that I want to capture. It's a fun piece to write. So yeah.
Great. Mr. O Thiam, also before we let you go, what would be your advice to aspiring writers who wish to write an epic like the way you write it?
I think they have to persevere to the end, and they have to have in mind the kind of stories that they want to write. Because younger writers tend to get very scattered, they tend to be very fractured in terms of their narration. So be firm and be clear in what you want to write.
Could you give us 3 key challenges in writing this book?
Self-censorship, that's one thing. I try not to keep myself confined by what people think my writing should be like. So that's one thing, self-censorship. Another key takeaway from this book that there's so much to Singapore life than just the kind of stories. So I try to write as widely as possible, incorporating different themes, different ideas. So when you open up what story you can read about this housewife who's very curious about like say a new tenant, or you can talk about this blind wife and his dead husband, the relationship behind them, or you can talk about this yellow elephant in the room. So you get this whole array of stories. So this is all the things I want my readers to take away.
So, Mr. O Thiam, what would be your next project right now? That you're pursuing? Do you have any plans for another book?
Yeah, in fact, 2 books. I'm planning to do a novel. I'm halfway through my novel, and I'm always eager to start on my next collection of short stories. I have an idea of like what I want to do. So it's just the time and the discipline to actually pen out.
So are you going to release Grasshoppers and also future titles in ebook format as well?
It depends on my at least my second and third book was out. it's currently out on like ebooks.
Okay.
So this book is still tentative, yeah,
Okay.
depending on my publisher. Yeah. Of course, ebooks the way that one of my books will go.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Oh Thiam Chin, for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice, and thank you for joining me here at the National Critics' Choice at Robin Steinberg. Have a good week ahead.